Bringing this a little bit later than I would have liked, but we are here with my June 2020 Mermail deck profile. If you guys are new to the channel, I like to do one deck profile at the start of every month, as well as a combo slash test hand shortly after. Obviously, with the looming ban list in the beginning of June, I had to wait. Typically, I like to do these June 1st or 2nd. But waiting for the ban list, not much has changed. So, to go over the premise of this deck is it's less of a Mermail deck and more of a water turbo deck, which is what a lot of Mermail decks have sort of been trending towards, focusing more on the Atlantean stuff. The name of the game is this card right here, Mecha Phantom Beast Auradon. My build is a little bit different. It's pretty much just focuses on going to Auradon slash VFD. Actually, you need to go to Auradon for VFD anyway. As much as you possibly can. Is it the strongest variant? Not exactly, but is it very consistent? Does it have a lot of extenders? It sure does. I do think it still needs some tweaks though. The extra deck's a little bit hazy on, and my testing is extremely limited because, as you guys are aware, we can't go to locals, or at least I can in New York. So, also using a new recording setup, I jig-rigged my phone on top of my TV pointed down. Hopefully this looks better. I can't see it while I'm recording, so hopefully this isn't all out of shot. So, anyway. Going on into the deck profile, I'll keep everything around Deco Talker, we should be good. So, nothing really too crazy. This is pretty much the standard, the best cards in the deck, you could say, I guess. 3 Prince, 3 Diva, 3 Dragoons, 3 Minstrel, also lots of proxies, do apologize, still waiting some cards in the mail, and some more expensive cards I didn't feel like ordering just because I can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! So I order expensive cards. 3 Minstrel and the 1 Lapis Dragon. So these are pretty much like the best cards, like I said. This is where all your combos get started, namely with off of these top 2 being normal summon, Dragoons being pitched in some way, shape, or form, Minstrel will be card of their hand, and occasionally, or a lot of times, Lapis Dragon summoning himself to be an extender, go to Halki Firebrax, and so on and so forth. Main cards of the deck, not much else really needs to be said about them. Next up, we have 2 Atlantean Heavy Infantry. Some people play 3. This card has kind of been bouncing around a lot lately, especially the past month or so, since a lot of the VFD combos have been exploding all over the place. So, I don't like to think of this card as an extender, and I've said that a lot. I really don't like to think of this card as an extender. However, in this particular variant, thanks to some cards playing in the extra deck, if you normal summon this and it gets hand trapped in some way, shape, or form, you're able to come back more than other variants who would just normal summon this normal Diva, if that makes any sense. I do not play the Mermail Link anymore. It's still a great card, but seeing as Megalo has been cut to pretty much not being needed in the deck, resulting in the Abyss spell not being needed either, it kind of made the Mermail Link less valuable, which in turn made this a little bit less valuable because you can't pitch it. Then we also gained Crocosaur, which you could just do the same thing with. However, Crocosaur, you don't really end on Crocosaur a lot of times. You really choose Crocosaur to draw cards and go to VFD. So, yeah, 2 Atlantean FA Infantry, another Atlantean name too, which is kind of good. Onto the Mermails. The most important one now is Teus, and then my one Teus target is going to be the gun. Some people play Pike. Pike is still pretty good. I think Pike is worse than when it was when we had Cross Sheep still and stuff like that. There was that really fun combo you could do with Abyss Pike where you would play it and you could play it in Nibiru, but you need to play Bahamut Shark too. I'm not playing Bahamut Shark anymore. I don't know, like honestly, the more I look at Mermail, I almost want to go back to just playing like the Appaloosa, totally awesome Ahashima build. I really detest Ahashima a lot. But I just figured it was probably better to just go for the more consistent rather than the bigger board. Because I do think if you play Ahashima, you play Appaloosa and all that stuff, you could pretty consistently get to a big board. But there's more lines where you can get interrupted, and of course you're more vulnerable to Nibiru and stuff like that. Definitely something worth exploring though. You know, once you can actually play in real life, I think I'm going to go back to trying Ahashima and stuff like that. And then the one Megalo. So Megalo's not needed anymore, which is weird to say for a Mermail deck, right? I just like it as an extender. And I like it as just another card to discard Dragoons for. It's level 7, so you can actually synchro with it with the level 1 tuner you play, if it's Jet Synchron or the Despot, which is kind of nice to go into your level 8 of choice, or help you go to level 9 so you have Prince on board and stuff like that. Not needed. I don't really think... If you're going second, play 2 or 3, of course. But if you're going first, like this deck is going first, right, you really don't need any. And of course, you know, it is good going second, so having the one, it's Megalo. Don't need to explain anymore. One Moulin, yeah, you know, discarding cards. You know, putting up a pretty decent board that makes your opponent discard 2 just makes it that much better. Then we have the Proxy O-Line, and this is the Proxy Despot 001. So these cards are needed for the Auradon plays. The Despot could be Jet Synchron. There is actually an argument that Jet Synchron is a bit better, because Jet Synchron is a better normal summon, because you can normal summon Link 1 into Link Rebo or Almirage or whatever, bring it back, and then go to Halki Firebrax. Whereas with Despot, you don't have to discard to bring it back when you do the Auradon play, which is kind of nice. So there's definitely an argument for both. I'm just playing this one now because you don't need to discard. And, you know, the deck wants to keep resources. There's times with this deck, actually, where you can do, like, the standard what's the standard combo? The Savage Dragon Herald, which isn't really that much, but you can do Savage Dragon Herald with 5 cards in hand still, which is pretty good. And then continuing on, I am playing hand traps again. I felt they're kind of needed. Only 3 though. This will be a third Ash. I only have 2 Ash though, believe it or not. So I put in a third Veil, or I put in a Veiler as the third Ash basically. Ideally, I wanted to play more. I wanted to play Dark Ruler No Mores and stuff like that. But seeing as this deck, like I said before, can pretty much make Savage Arclight with 5 cards in hand. If one of those 5 cards is a hand trap, excuse me, that's just a lot better than having, say, a Gamma Seal, where if you go first, you do nothing. Or even a Dark Ruler No More, if you go first, you do nothing. I do still think Dark Ruler No More is a very, very powerful card, worth maining in your Mermail deck, even if you do go first, because of the way the format is with that Emancipator and all the other decks that are just crazy. But like I said, if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know that I play Mermail in a more aggressive style, more just gung-ho, combo hard as you can, with as much of a minimal hand trap count and going second build cards as I can play. But I think we're in a position where we actually need these. There are times, too, where you have Extender plus one of these, and you could still combo with one of these as your normal summon, which is kind of funny. That might come up in a test hand video if I do one. And then for Extenders, I'm playing a lot of them, playing some weird ones. So Shark Stickers. A lot of people cut this from their decks, and I still really, really like it, because it is a not once per turn extender, with the only stipulation being you have to normal summon or special summon a fish, aqua, or sea serpent, and that's pretty much every single card. You're going to always have one of those, basically. You can special Taya, special this, you could do a lot of things with this thing. You could Diva into this, and then if your Diva gets stopped somehow, you can still have full combo. This could help you stop the Diva from getting hand trapped. And then I'm also playing 3 Crusadia Arborea with mismatching rarities, unfortunately. So Arborea is really, really nice because, like I was saying earlier, this build is a bit more resilient to hand traps in the sense of if you, say, normal summon your heavy infantry and it gets Veiled or something, you could link one to Almirage and then special Arborea, which is a tuner, and then still combo off, which is kind of cool. I'm also playing the one Rhoda just to get to Arborea because Arborea is actually, I think it's a little bit slept on. Do I need to play 3, basically 4 Arboreas? Probably not. But I actually was trying Crusadia Mermail. Again, I know, I tried it a few months ago and it didn't really work that well. But I was trying like Magiuses and playing other Crusadia monsters besides Arborea. And it was fun. It did kind of work, but in a lot of positions, the Crusadias kind of didn't really do much besides get me the extra monster, and then the other cards were just dead. So yeah, I still like Arborea a lot. I think it's something worth exploring. It's a tuner. Like I said, it's a decent extender. If you play Almirage, you can pretty much... Almirage basically means any normal summon plus this is half combo, which I think is pretty valuable. Assuming the normal summon's under 1,000 attack, which, Diva is... Prince is, Heavy Infantry is, a lot of cards are under 1,000 attack. Your hand traps are all under 1,000 attack. So yeah, onto the spells. Triple Call by the Grave. I think this is still needed. Like, I know people, they say, oh, Minstrel's just the better Call by the Grave, which I don't necessarily agree with. Like, sure, Minstrel does a similar thing where it lets you play around a hand trap. This is, reactive while hand trap is, or while Minstrel's proactive, of course. But I like having both because then you can play through multiple hand traps. Which is really nice. This deck can play through 2, sometimes 3 hand traps, which I think is really valuable going forward, because people are going to play a lot of hand traps to stop the Rock deck, which can play through like 6 hand traps, which, again, I'm exaggerating, but, the Rock deck's crazy. You already know that. And then 1-for-1, Double Moray, and Upstart. Upstart's not needed. A lot of cards in the main deck, like, if you're looking at this build to, like, copy the deck card for card when I make some changes, a lot of the cards aren't really mandatory. Upstart you don't really need. The Arboreas, the stickers you don't really need, hand traps you don't even need. I do think you need at least 1 O-Lion and 1 Jet or Despot. You could play 2 O-Lions if you want, I'm just playing the 1. Don't need the Megalo. There's a lot of variation with this deck now. It's, there's a lot of different things you can play, a lot of tech choices depending on what you want to do with your deck. And I do still think that playing the older build with like Ashima is still worth it and still pretty good. So anyway, onto the extra deck. We have the Auradon, which is arguably better than Help now, to be fair. Because this just says, hey, summon 3 tokens and then make VFD or make Savage or make Arclight. Do pretty much whatever you want, just don't link summon. Then we have the Honky Firebrax to basically get into the Auradon. I'm not playing Appaloosa anymore, a couple reasons. One, I am not playing any card, so this is going to sound weird. I am playing proxies, but the proxies I'm playing are not cards that I wouldn't buy if I weren't going to tournaments, if that makes sense. Like, Appaloosa is an expensive card, sure, and if I were going to tournaments, I probably would pay $100 for one because it can get reprinted soon. But something like Garden Rose Maiden, which I am proxying, is only $20, I would pay for that because it's a lot less than $100, obviously. Anyway, continuing on, we have, the standard Auradon stuff, Savage, Arclight, Coral Dragon, new card that I'm playing in this deck. I've trashed this card so much in the past, and I still stand by that Coral Dragon was not a good card to play pre-Halki Firebrax. But now with the VFD combos, you can summon this, draw one, bring it back with Garden Rose Maiden. This is a proxy Garden Rose Maiden, by the way. If you don't know what it does, basically, it's a level 5 synchro. You banish from the grave, so I'll summon a dragon. Coral Dragon's a dragon. It also happens to be a tuner. That's pretty good. So basically what you do is, with the level 3 tokens you summon off of Auradon or O-Line, you just synchro 9 into Crocosaur, and then you synchro into another 9 after you bring this back, overlay them, and you make your VFD, which against a lot of decks, is they just kind of scoop. Then I have the 1 Crocosaur. Really like this card. Not only is it a combo piece to help you get into your VFD and draw a card, it's also not bad just to sit on it. You could just summon this in defense, your opponent's turn, pop a card. You could bring it back with Coral Anemone. It has a lot of really cool applications in this deck, and I think it's one of the more versatile cards you could play. And it's definitely something everybody should consider if you're playing Mermail. If you're not playing that card, at least try it out and just see what you like. This should be Vermilion Dragomech. Vermilion Dragomech is a generic level 9 that requires 1 non-tuner, unlike Trishula, which requires 2 non-tuners. Otherwise, this would be Trishula, of course. And like Pops cards and stuff. I don't have it. It's in the mail. However, it was 10 cents. I just put this Trishula Fusion because that's what I was playing before Celestinos from the Abyss Discord server posted the combos that you can use for Vermilion Mech instead. And pretty much all these combos, by the way, and a lot of the deck theory is from the Abyss Discord server, which is just a Discord server of a bunch of people who like playing Mermail. Infernal Flame is another person who I took a lot of inspiration from, and Noah. Everybody in the Discord server had some sort of input with this deck. Well, they didn't really know it because I didn't ask them for help. I just sort of saw what they were posting and then just built my deck based on that. Because the past 3 weeks or so, I haven't really messed around with Yu-Gi-Oh! Until the Banlist came out. Anyway, VFD, the boss guy, you know. 1 Area of the Water Charmer. So this one, the next like 5 cards that I'm going to show are 6 cards. However, every card from Aria on isn't like needed in the extra deck. Aria is really cool though because Halki Firebrax is a water, so basically what you do is you summon this going second and bring back the Halki Firebrax and then just get another combo piece. Generic Link 2 requires a water and a non-water, and your deck's pretty much all water. Again, not needed, but it's a really cool card. There's a lot of cool applications that I definitely want to try out. 1 Curl an Enemy. It's really cool with Crocosaur. It's really good going second to help you extend the plays. If you're playing Megalo, you can like just, because it slots you into water and Megalo's a big monster, so you can OTK a lot easier. You know, yeah, I like it. 1 Barricade Board Blocker. Not many people play this. I saw this, Winter Kills was playing it, and I really like the idea behind it. Basically just a generic Link 2. That's a machine, so with Halki Firebrax, it helps you get into your Auradon if you draw cards that... Basically, if you have awkward hands, it helps you get into Auradon, so I'm trying to say. Also, PPG, I don't play PPG lists, but you know, if you guys don't know, they have their own ban list and they ban Halki Firebrax. With this card, you could still go into Auradon, so... Yeah, kind of cool. Just worth mentioning. If you guys play PPG format or play Mermail, look into playing this to get into Auradon, because basically what you do is you discard Jet Synchron or something and then bring it back. In general, on any PPG type list that wants to play Auradon, just look into that card because it might be worth something. 1 Almirage, again, this helps with Arborea. If your stuff gets hand trapped, Summon Diva, they drop Ash and you have no way to play around it. Except you have an Arborea at hand, you just link 1 to Almirage, special the Arborea, it's the link zone it points to, and then keep coming from there. That's why I decided to play this over Link Rebo or Relinquish Anima, because of the Arborea, basically. But if you don't play the Arboreas and stuff, you could play Link Rebo, you could just not play either. But if you do play Appaloosa, I do think playing Link Rebo is a little bit better, just because it helps you, you know, extend to the Appaloosa. If you play Jet Synchron as well. Anyway, 1 Rigadana. This card's really, really cool. So Celestinos is somebody who is really, really excited about this card because there's a lot of cool combos it can do. Basically, what it can do in the simplest things is if you have a really awkward hand, it can help you get into your Neptus by special summoning it from the deck. And you can also shuffle back the banished card you ripped from Minstrel with it, which is kind of cool. It's level 7, so it's a bit awkward. It is a little bit awkward to bring out, I will admit. But it's a cool card that's worth exploring. Maybe it'll be cut in the future, but for now I'm trying it out because it's new. And then 1 Borreload. This could be Access Code. Access Code is definitely better. Could be Boral Sword if you want to play Boral Sword. Could be Appaloosa if you want that. Unicorn, Phoenix, whatever. Again, another flex spot. I just really, really like playing Borreload because it helps me play through stuff. And going second, it's one of my favorite going second cards, basically, which is why I play in like every deck. I do have Borreload, or I do have Boral Sword. I just don't really think it's as needed in this particular deck because I play Megalo and because I can OTK a little bit easier. If you don't play Megalo, though, then I would say that it is probably in your better interest to just play something else over it. So yeah, that is my, I don't even want to call it like a Mermail deck anymore because it's really not a Mermail deck anymore. It's pretty much just like an Atlantean water turbo deck, but I'm still going to call it Mermail because, you know, we're Yu-Gi-Oh players, that's what we do. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. I will have a test hand video within a few days, maybe even a week tops. other one rambling. See you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day, and bye-bye.